Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Writers Not Writing Show. I am your humble host, Brian Dunn, and this is the show that seeks to answer the question, why am I not writing as much as I should be? But it doesn't matter. Today, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about something very cool that has happened with the show. You ready? Wait for it. We have our own theme music. Yes, our own theme song. You're going to start to hear this in all the episodes. It's going to kick things off. I'm going to say, welcome to the Writers Not Writing Show, and then bam, like the theme music happens. You got to have theme music if you're going to be a legitimate show these days, and you can't be like stealing like other people's music and taking it and using it for yourself. You'll get a cease and desist order before you know what hit you. And that's not what I've done. I've got original music just for the show. You won't hear it anywhere else, and it's tailored to me and what I'm doing. It's very cool. It's a tune called Wayward Rider Blues. Yeah, I know, pretty neat, right? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you all about that, but before I do, I want to tell you how like the whole theme music thing came about, and what happened to get us to the point where we now have our own theme music, which you will be hearing soon. So, all right, go on a journey with me. Go back like, I don't know, 13, 14 years or so, and I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm working. I've got a ton of work and a lot of stress going on and some crazy deadlines, and so suddenly the thought springs into my head. You've probably had this thought before. The thought springs into my head. It is, if I were to quit my job tomorrow and try to become a professional bluesman and lead that lifestyle and play blues music around the world and across the globe, what would my blues name be? It's a valid question, right? You got to have that locked down before you start touring. So I thought to myself, got to get my blues name. Gotta get that thing taken care of. Let's figure out what it is. And because I, at the time, worked for a domain name registrar here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. Spoiler alert, I still work for them. I thought it's even more important that I get it fixed in my mind what I want now, because I need to register the domain name. What if somebody else is sitting at their desk, could be across the world or across the country, and then suddenly they came upon their bluesman name, and it turns out it's the same as mine, and they register the .com, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, they've got the jump on me, right? And I'm left with nothing, have to come up with a new blues name. I didn't want to do that. So I sat back and I thought, what is the quintessential blues man name for me? And so I started thinking about all the great blues names that are out there. Oh my gosh. You have like Howlin' Wolf. You have Lightnin' Hopkins. You have people like Pine Tree Perkins. That's a really cool name. There's a guy named Homesick James out there. True story. When I was in college, my buddies and I, we went to a Tucson Blues Festival. And when they introduced Homesick James to come out on stage, we just kind of lost our shit. We were like, oh my God, what a great bluesman name. Homesick James. Oh, that is so great. We thought that was really impressive. So you've got all these great names. You need to kind of pick something that's distinctive but also something that's like kind of in the tradition, right, of what guys do. And I thought, well, what's the best way to go about this? I thought, there are a lot of tree names in a bluesman's name. There are a lot of tree mentions, right? I thought, well, I should probably have a tree. That's how I should start out, I thought a tree, and then I was thinking about it, and I thought a character trait is always a good thing, right? Something distinctive, like I think there are a bunch of blind bluesman names, like Blind Willie something, or I think there's one like Pig-Eyed Joe, or I think like Crazy Eye Melvin, or something. I don't know. I may be making those up. But anyway, the idea was a tree and a trait. A tree and a trait. Put them together, that's your blues name. Okay, so first I started with the tree. I thought, what kind of tree am I? And the first thing popped into my head, juniper. Juniper. I don't know why that popped into my head, because I didn't like it. I don't think I'm a juniper at all. Besides, a juniper can be a bush. So then you're not really doing the tree thing. People might think, oh, why did he name himself after a bush? That's kind of weird. So no, it wasn't juniper. And then I was thinking, well, there's always like the oak, right? Like the mighty oak, big and strong and tough, and that's not me either, So I thought, no, definitely not oak. I'm not a maple man, that doesn't really describe me. And then I thought, wait a second, what about sycamore? I thought sycamore, that's kind of a bouncy, catchy tree name, sycamore. And I don't even really know what a sycamore tree looks like or what its characteristics are. Like, I don't know if you can make cabinets out of a sycamore tree. Like, hey, everybody, these are my new cabinets. They're sycamore cabinets. I'm not even sure that that's a thing, but it kind of resonated with me. So I thought sycamore is the first part of my name. It's going to be sycamore and then something, sycamore something. And I thought, what is that something going to be? And I thought, well, it's got to be a personality trait, right? And keep in mind, this was like 13, 14 years ago. I was a I was a different man in physical appearance. That's for sure. And it sprung into my head the word slim. Now that's not a character trait that is unique to my blues name, right? Like there's Slim Harpo, for example, probably the most famous Slim. But I'm guessing there are other Slims out there. But it doesn't matter because I had Sycamore and then I had Slim. I thought that's good. Sycamore Slim. Sycamore Slim. You know, both the S sound happening. You've got that alliteration, and then you've got like the 3 syllables. Sycamore. Yeah, that's 3 syllables. Sycamore, and then like the monosyllabic Slim. So Sycamore Slim, and I realized, oh man, I found this. I have found my blues name. If I ever just get fed up with this 9 to 5 stuff, I'm just gonna hit the road under the moniker Sycamore Slim. So what I did was I rushed out to the web there and I registered sycamoreslim.com. Put it on auto renew and forgot about it, right? And then just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked for years and years and years, and didn't become a blues man. That's one thing I certainly didn't do. Did a bunch of different things, but blues man was not one of them. So just kept renewing. It's in my account. And after it got renewed, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 11 times, I've had this thing for a decade now. Guess what happens? I get an email from somebody. Subject line, sycamoreslim.com. Guy writes me. He says, hey, Brian, my name is James. I'm like, okay, James. He says, I'm a blues man who plays under the stage name Sycamore Slim. What? That's crazy. So there was someone. I don't know if he has always been a blues man at this point, or if he was like me and was at his job and he decided, oh, I'm gonna quit my job and really become a blues man, which I never did, but maybe he did. I'm not sure at this point. Anyway, point of the story is he says, hey Brian, I would like to buy sycamoreslim.com from you. How crazy is that? Now, my first reaction was to think, no way, man. I might still make a go of this blues thing. And then I was like, God, what are you talking about, man? You can't even play the blues. Like I am so not the blues player of anything. You can't really, I don't know. I mean, I played trumpet before and I could improvise over the blues, but that's not like being a blues man, right? I mean, you have to have like the guitar and you have to sing and the whole thing. And that, that's not something I'm doing. And I realized, well, this is cool. Maybe I could work out some sort of deal with this guy, because I foresaw the day when I might need some original music for something like this show that we're all enjoying right now. And I said to him, hey, James, last name was Klueh, James Klueh. I said, hey, James Klueh, a.k.a. Sycamore Slim, tell you what, let's collaborate. Let's have you write a song. We can collaborate if you want. Let's write a song. Let's make it a song that then I can use, that you will then give to me, and I can use for whatever kind of creative endeavor that I might think up that might need a song in the future. And in exchange, I will give you sycamoreslim.com. Even trade a song for a domain name. What do you say? You know what he says? Hell yes. So that starts the whole sycamoreslim.com/wayward writer blues saga. Okay, this is what happens. He says, what kind of song do you want? And I say, I'm a writer. I'm going to be doing writerly things and maybe writerly type shows, maybe shows about writers not writing. He says, huh? And I was like, never mind. Don't worry about it. But anyway, writing, that's what it's got to be about. He says, okay, so a song about writing or writers or the process of writing. I say, yeah. And he says, do you have any lyrics? And I said, no, but I'll tell you what, I would love to take a stab at these lyrics. He says, okay, cool. Why don't you write some lyrics and then send them to me, and I'll put music to them. And if the lyrics are awful, I'll change them, because that's what I do. I'm a singer-songwriter, blues man. They call me Sycamore Slim. I'm like, I know they call you Sycamore Slim. That's why we're having this conversation. Anyway, so I write down some lyrics, right? And I give them to this guy, and he looks at them and he says, He says, they're okay. He said, they're pretty good. And he says, there's something I can work with. There's something here. There's something here. I can work with this. He finally convinces himself. And I say, okay, perfect. And we kind of go back and forth on the lyrics. He's like, what do you think about this? I'm like, well, yeah, cool. What about this? Yeah, okay. What kind of style do you have in mind for the song? I said, James, you just take care of that part, my friend. That is all up to you. Okay, so he ends up recording the song. Very, very rough cut he gives to me. And I listened to it for the first time. It's got mostly my lyrics, some of his lyrics, and I get the file. I listen to it, and I love it. And I think it's fantastic. And I say, oh, James, a.k.a. or Sycamore Slim, this is great. I want to use this. You can have the domain name. And you know what he says? He says, no, that's not how we're going to do this. I say, what are you talking about? He says, I ended up loving this song as I was writing the music for it, and I was helping craft the lyrics. He said, I really, really kind of like jived with the song. Jived? Anyway, he really kind of dug the song. He said, I want to do a full band arrangement with it, because the arrangement he gave me was just him, like, plinking on the old acoustic guitar. Sounded very cool. I think he may have like stomped his foot, a couple times for dramatic effect. It was very effective. Anyway, he said, I want to put this on an album that I'm going to release. He said, I want the full band arrangement. You are going to love it. Just wait, just hold off. Don't use this version. Use the version that I come up with. He said, you don't even have to give me the domain name right now. He said, wait until it's all done, and then we'll talk business. And I say, all right, James, that's what we're going to do. And then you know what happens? James kind of falls off the face of the earth for about 2 years. Yeah, falls off the face of the earth. He ends up moving like 2 times, and then he ends up like having his new studio like flooded through some like crazy plumbing mishap. I don't know. I didn't even find out the details of that. Anyway, he goes through all of these tumultuous life changes and upheavals and things, and I'm waiting for my song, and I don't have it, and I'm waiting for like the longest time for this. Finally, I reach out to him after 2 years, and I say, hey, I'm at a point where I really, really want this song. I said, listen, let's make a deal. I said, I don't know what's going on with you. I said, but I want to use, I said, let me use what you've given me. I said, and as far as I'm concerned, like, that's enough. That's all I need. I will give you the domain name. Let's just call it good. All right. Just give me permission, because I don't want to use something without your permission. He writes back to me immediately, and he says, it is so crazy that you just reached out to me. He said, I've got a studio recording session set up for 2 days from now, and I'm going to record this song, and it is going to sound so much better than the version you have. Please wait. Hold off and wait for me to do that. And I say, is this going to be like the full band version? He says, nope, this is just going to be me plinking on the guitar. He said, but it's going to be great. He said, and then I'm going to do like the big version that I want to do. He said, and then you can use that one. And I say, okay, James, a.k.a. Sycamore Slim, I trust you. Go ahead, do your thing, record the song. And he does, and I get it, and I love it. I love it. So I asked him, I said, James, I want to use this right now, and then when you give me the new one, I'll use that from now on. But for right now, I really want this one. I want to make this one my theme music for my YouTube show. I had given him the URL to the show, the youtube.com/writersnotwriting. He had checked it out. He said, I really like the show. He said, I want you to be able to use this immediately. He said, I don't want to hold things up, so go ahead. You have my express written consent to use Wayward Rider Blues. Yes, music by James Klueh, a.k.a. Sycamore Slim. Lyrics by this guy. Yeah, gave me lyrics credit. Suddenly, I'm a lyricist. Ha ha! Who knew? I never set out to be a lyricist. Never thought I would do it, but guess what? Now I can add lyricist to my resume. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so now that is the story. I have a version of Wayward Rider Blues that I'm going to start putting into the show, that you're going to start hearing, that I'm going to debut in an upcoming future episode. I'm even going to try to have James Klueh, a.k.a. Sycamore Slim, on the show so he can talk about things, maybe do like a little Skype deal. I don't know. I don't want to push that. I just wanted to focus on getting the other version of the song done, because I'm really kind of interested to hear about that, what a full band version would be like. But in the meantime, I have a very cool version of Wayward Rider Blues that I'm going to be kicking off the next shows with from from now until like perpetuity because the song's mine and I get to use it. And it's all because I was sitting at my desk 13 years ago and it popped into my head, what is my blues name? And I registered that domain, and look at how the universe works in crazy ways. Now I have a tune to use on the show that I think you're going to love. Okay, that is the story of the Wayward Rider Blues and sycamoreslim.com. He actually has a YouTube channel. I suggest you check it out. Go ahead and search for a Sycamore Slim. I'll be putting more information about him in the notes for the show, and you know, that way you can find out what he's up to and what he's got going on his channel. But yes, Wayward Rider Blues, me, Sycamore Slim. What a great little just serendipitous thing that the universe threw together for me. It's very cool. I hope you guys will enjoy the song when you hear it. Okay, so that's the show. That's what I'm going to talk about today. That's it. There's nothing else. So go ahead and get on with your lives. I'm going to give you back some time if you expected this to be longer than it is, because that's it. All right, everybody, thanks a lot. Appreciate the support. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe and do all that stuff, and stay tuned for more episodes. All right, for the Writers Not Writing Show, I'm your host, Brian Dunn. We'll see you later, everybody. Thanks. Bye.